Hello everyone and welcome back to another One Piece Cruise video. We are back for episode 4 now of the OPTC Hardcore series, and I have a lot of things that I need to do today, and we are starting to do the preparation for KIZUNA. So KIZUNA just started today, and we have about 4 or 5 days to get our act together, get a decent team, and actually beat the 10-star difficulty KIZUNA Clash, which is going to be quite the challenge, but I do have a plan in mind. I have the characters in mind that I do need to get. So over the next few episodes, next few days, we will be just getting those characters, making some small progress through Chopperman missions, and just seeing where the game will take us. So first off, yeah, I am in Pirate XP Quest 3 because I do want to be playing Clash Mihawk in this video. Unfortunately, today is not Tuesday. I missed yesterday where the Dex clashes were available. So I do need to get the Recollection Archive to unlock Clash Mihawk. But to do that, I need to get to Pirate level 150. So this Pirate XP quest is the easiest way for me to do that. So let's just see how many levels we get. I'm of course using the host ship. Unfortunately, I still haven't gotten the first modification, which gives you the improved XP boosting abilities. But I am also using the Sai Luffy as the captain, since he is our best XP boosting captain at the moment. Now, I'm not sure if we will be able to make it there. I'm gonna have to do a bit of farming on Golden Pound Usopp just to get my hands on a bit more levels. Okay, 8 away. Can we make it? 46, 47, 48, 49. Okay, we are very, very close. One level away. Then we're clearing some of these Chopperman missions for the rookie missions. I'm still not finished with the rookie missions, so hopefully this video we can get those done as well and move on to intermediate. But yeah, if you are new to the series, once again, quickly going through the rules. We may not use any pullable units on this account. This includes the the free Pirate Rumble legend that we get every month. I have to sell every kind of pullable unit in the game, besides our single pull of the week. Every week after OPTC run, we will be doing one single pull on any given banner, and we get to keep that unit, whoever it is. So last week, our first single pull of the week was Klahadore and Django, who is a dual unit who has a pretty decent swap effect and an overall usable special. So hopefully they'll be helpful for this KIZUNA Clash. But I don't think there's really despair or paralysis, so I'm not sure. I've looked at the gimmicks for KIZUNA, and on at least one of the bosses, the main issue is going to be enemy defensive effects. So Klahadore and Django, I'm not sure if they will be useful at the moment. But if you take a look here at the gimmicks, and by the way, this is how you should be like building up your account as a new player. You should be looking at the new content that is currently available, look at the gimmicks, and then go and find free-to-play units that will help you solve that problem. Because of course you have no focus at the start because you don't know exactly what you need, and there's the sea of free-to-play characters. So having a bit of direction from whatever content is available at the moment, whether that's PKA, Treasure Map, or KIZUNA in my case, then this is going to be a great way for you to start building up free-to-play units based on what you actually need, instead of just going and farming these random characters who you might not even need for a few months. But yeah, for this boss here, of course the main issue is going to be damage, but Clash Mihawk is a very special free-to-play unit, so he will allow us to get some good damage. I'm not sure how many levels I'll actually be able to clear. But if you take a look here, there's going to be a weak chain lock on stage 2, so we want to either be bringing someone who's going to reduce that debuff, or who's going to give us a chain lock on stage 1, and then we can carry that over to stage 2. That'll kind of block the enemy from giving us that debuff. And then we also have a 7-turn defense up of times 1 million. You cannot ignore that. You can't hit through it. You have to remove it. And there is a defense down immunity, but there is no delay immunity. So we could use the Klahadore and Django just to give us some extra damage on stage 2 with their conditional attack boost, but we'll see. The defense up is 7 turns. Mihawk, who we will be farming today, does remove defense up by 6 turns. There's still one cheeky turn though. I'm pretty sure the enemy doesn't do anything too crazy if you stall 1 turn, so hopefully that will work out. Otherwise, we'll have to bring another character to remove their remaining turn. We We also get all of our orbs changed into Strength X Quick Eye Int, and those orbs are made unfavorable. So we have to bring someone who's going to allow us to get either tandem or recovery orbs. For now, I don't think it's really possible to get our hands on Wano orbs or similar orbs. Those are quite hard to get, even rainbow orbs. We'll just have to find a unit that can give us. Oh yeah, we could use that Lao G that I got from the Aurelius Bazaar. Whenever the enemy manipulates our orbs, changes all of our orbs into G, which is perfect. I mean, those are not counted as unfavorable, so we can actually use them for this. I'm not sure if the damage will be enough, but Lao G might be the solution for this. And then we have level 1 to level 20. These are the gimmicks. I'm definitely not going to be able to beat beyond that, so I don't have to really worry about the other gimmicks. So the enemy is weak to cerebral, meaning any cerebral character deals double damage to them. So I'm not sure if you'll be able to actually bring many cerebral characters into the team. I am mainly going to be focusing on slashers, so we will be losing quite a bit of damage, but maybe we can weasel one slasher cerebral character into our team and they can deal a lot of damage. Of course, the enemy is a dex type, so we do want to be bringing some strength characters so that we have some type advantage. There's also going to be a top row special bind, 7 turns of damage threshold. So as I said, a lot of enemy defensive effects. We had defense up on stage 2, threshold on the final stage here. We also have chain growth rate debuff, which just makes our chain grow very slowly with each perfect, which is going to be quite annoying for our damage. So we'll probably want to bring someone who is a chain locker, because we can kind of just ignore this debuff then. We also have to get above a 2x chain multiplier, otherwise we deal basically no damage. The enemy will have a barrier against the bomb slots, so when it comes to that, I might have to just stall the turn to get rid of that, because I mean, bomb orbs, they are extremely difficult to get with the beginner characters we have. We could bring someone for barrier reduction, but once again, it is quite hard to remove that defensive effect. But I think for the most part, I have a character in mind that gets around all of these debuffs. We might have to look into some type of chain locker. I'm really not sure who I'm going to use for that. But for now, let me just discuss which characters I am going to be focusing on for the next few episodes. Then we can get into Clash Mihawk and get our hands on our first real free-to-play character. But first, let me quickly farm this 1 level, 2 levels, so we can get to level 150, unlock the challenge section of Extra Island, and use the Recollection Archive. Okay, well, there we go. Another thing I forgot to mention was that since we reached power level 100 in the previous video, we actually got access to the support abilities of our characters. And also, when I was just casually powering up my Golden Pound Usopp, and also another Usopp that I was farming from the character recruitment quests, I did end up completing quite a few of these panel missions. They're essentially just missions that say you must power up a character, level up their support ability. That Dex Usopp that I was farming, he does have a support effect, so I was very easily able to complete this panel mission with the Reverie Sabo. And this is also the panel mission that was giving me 15,000 cola. And we also got a Int Legend level limit break wanted poster. So if you do get one of these, you can get a character's level up from level 99 to level 105. It's very, very useful resource. Make sure you use it properly. For me, it's kind of useless since I'm not using any legends besides maybe the VV and Ace from the exchanges, but that's much later on. Or who knows, maybe from our single pull of the week, we can one day pull a legend. But definitely, for now, not going to be very useful. But a few things that I did off camera, it's very slight things, and yesterday I was focusing on the host ship, and that was kind of my main focus when it comes to the ships, so I didn't want to bore you guys with more ship stuff. I did end up buying the Jewelry Margarita, which is definitely a ship you want to target as a new player. Without any level 12, level 11 modifications, it reduces despair by 10. This is the only ship in the game that without any modifications, any upgrades, is going to give you a ton of utility like that. It does work exclusively with strength, and int characters, but it's still such an amazing ship without zero upgrades. So this is great to have as a new player. Besides Hoship, it is definitely the next on your priority list. After that, I would say Whale Sharks. And then after that, you can kind of just save your gems. Then I ended up clearing the Sabaody Archipelago Redux island on story mode, since you can jump between whichever story mode island you want. You don't have to do it linearly. But yeah, this ship is the one I'm going to focus on next with modification. Since we do have a Turn of Despair reduction with the Bonnie ship, I wanted to focus on a ship that is not going to focus on Despair reduction. So initially I was going to do the Flying Mary, which you can obtain from clearing Sky P, I believe. That ship is great. It gives you 5,000 healing at the end of the turn, but it does focus mainly on Despair reduction. So I feel like it was a bit redundant to focus on that one. So instead we have the Coated Sunny, which at max is going to reduce Bind by 2 turns. It also gives you a 90% damage reduction with its ship special, which can be used in so many different contexts, so many different quests where there are death hits. So I think this ship has far more use than the Flying Merry-Go. And besides, we do have the host ship, 2000 healing at the end of the turn, with a special that gives you end of turn healing as well. So I do think we should be fine when it comes to a ship that heals us. So we do not need the Merry-Go ship. That's about it for now. As of now, I'm just going to be using the free daily modification we have on the host ship. Hopefully one day I can get a super success, leading me to get a double pirate XP earned through a modification that has plus 91 on all 3 stats. But for now, let's focus on Mihawk. I did kind of build a team. We are using, of course, the Strength Luffy captain. The reason for that is he has the strongest captain multiplier right now. He boosts all characters in the game as well. And he also is a strength unit who has a type advantage against Mihawk, who is a Dex. So let's just talk about Mihawk for a bit before we clear the quest. I can also highlight the other characters that I'm going to be going after while we're here in the Recollection Archive. This is essentially the one place where you have all your farmable free-to-play characters in the game. These characters range from Clash to the Colosseum to special events, and then also Arena, which was kind of the replacement for Colosseum, but Arena was also discontinued. We haven't gotten an Arena in years. Okay, so for now I'm going to be focusing on Mihawk, but my next focus is Saga. This is the only good 4-star character in the game. Of course, 6 stars are legends, 5 stars are rare recruits or evolved Clash characters. 4 stars are usually completely useless. This Saga though, he does have level limit break, which is an upgrade to his special and captain ability once you feed in dupes to him. But essentially, he is going to be the character that helps us get around the threshold on the Kizuna. He does cut our cruiser HP by 70%, so we do need to watch out for that. But he does reduce the threshold by 6 turns and gives us a 3-turn attack boost for both Slasher and Driven classes. So very powerful. He also is going to add some extra nice effects if you do have a Zoro in the crew. Which leads me to my second character that I want to talk about, who is actually currently available. He's a Clash character available on Wednesdays. Where is he now? Yeah, so this Zoro, he is also a quick slasher. So unfortunately, he doesn't have type advantage against the Kizuna Clash, who is Dex. But he does have a really powerful special to get around threshold and damage reduction. And then also give us a color affinity buff for our slashes, which is definitely not something that we have at the moment on our team. Mihawk himself has a great captain ability. He's going to be our main lead. And he also has a really good special. Like he does an attack boost and also removes the defense up. So currently we can't actually see his 5-star form. I'll have to show you guys later on. But he does have a really powerful captain ability of 5x attack boost, which is the first major captain that we're going to have on the account. So very excited to see how good he is in Kizuna. But for now, let's just jump straight into it. It's unlocking for 20 Recollection Archive points. You get 200 points per day for free, so make sure you are using them wisely. So Mihawk was actually the first Clash character in the game, so he's quite easy to kill. He just has quite a bit of HP. He's a Dex character, so our Luffy, as I said before, has type advantage. But before we get into that, I also want to highlight one other character that I am going to focus on to join our team, and that is this Cavendish here. He's a Psy/a driven character. The main draw to this unit is the fact that he gives us an attack boost and an orb boost of 1.5x to our slasher characters. He also guarantees himself a matching orb, but he's just a slight buffer character we can add to our teams just to give us a bit more damage, but he's not going to help us too much on the utility front. I also need to clear these quests off screen. I mean, you don't really need to see it. I'm going to be selling these characters anyway. But before we get into that, I just want to show you guys what we have currently in the box. This Usopp is the one I was talking about that I was farming. He's the best one to farm when it comes to farming the Dex Heim turtles, so make sure you focus on him. One other thing that I was really thinking is a great idea is using those characters in the character recruitment quests for sockets, because we don't have a lot of forbidden tomes as a new player. We only have about 750, which is a lot, but it's only enough to max about 15 characters. But if you feed the duplicates that you get from the recollection archive, the character recruitment quests, then it gives you one socket. So if I am wanting to be smart with my forbidden tomes, which are a very key resource when it comes to team building, then I think that's the right route to go down. But yeah, only about 12 characters right now, and I should be getting quite a few more from the Rayleigh's Bazaar. I did actually end up doing the free multi yesterday from the Super Sugo that we get every day on a new account. I got 2 legends from that multi. I also did the 2 free multis for the recent 10.5th anniversary, and I also got 2 legends from those pools. So we have quite a bit of Rayleigh points, but yeah, 44,000. Theoretically, I could actually just buy out all of the free-to-play characters that are there, but for now, I think I'd rather be careful, be spareful with my Rayleigh points. I don't think spareful is a word, but I'll meet you guys in Clash Mihawk. Hopefully we can beat the highest difficulty. And of course, we have the 2015 slideshow animations. Honestly, this still never gets old. I mean, this one's pretty high budget compared to the story mode ones. The Hawkeye man. I mean, so if you guys want to actually visit these like story mode cut-ins, you can actually see your past ones through the voyage log, which I will show you in a future episode. But for now, let's go straight into the clash, and hopefully we can win. I don't think we need to do any stall, if I'm being honest. Maybe I should get my specials ready just so we can make sure we can kill Mihawk in one turn, and my game crashes. Also, a massive shout out to Waleed. He commented on the previous video. He suggested that I use the Mimu emulator, which actually works with Treasure Cruise. If you don't know, recently emulators like BlueStacks were banned from Treasure Cruise. Whenever you try to open the game, it would just immediately crash, but somehow Mimu has advanced security or features that allow to bypass whatever detection they have. So this is a great way if you don't have a good phone. Play Mimu. It's MEMU. Search it up online. It is a great emulator. It's honestly running even better than BlueStacks. So massive shout out to Waleed. Thank you so much for the suggestion. It's also making recording much easier, because I don't have to use my old janky phone with a very terrible cable. Yeah, I probably shouldn't be autoing this. This is not my main account. I can't just ignore these quests. Okay. The Seahorse is going to bind all of our characters, I think. Okay, just one character. Remember, our sockets are not leveled, so this is going to take quite a while to get rid of. As long as our Luffys aren't binded, we should be fine. But remember, we do have Django and Kudo, who have that swap effect to reduce bind by a turn every single turn. Very, very helpful. So they're already starting to come in clutch. Now, when it comes to this Lao G, he's easily my best support character right now, since he does change all of our orbs into G when our enemy tries to manipulate our slots. But we do need either a Macvice Dellinger or Diamante on the crew. Also, I forgot to swap there. Now we're not going to have it removed, damn it. But yeah, so I need a Macvice Dellinger or Diamante. So I'm going to have to go in farm story mode to try and get at least one of those guys. Hopefully we can find one of those characters that can actually maybe reduce defense up by a turn, or provide some sort of a chain lock so that we can actually use them for KIZUNA. Okay, so no matter the swordsman, I'm not some mindless beast. I don't fight every middling sword wielder who challenges me. This still has to be like one of the best scenes from One Piece, man. Like, and then put your money where your mouth is. I love how they use the Zoro artwork from the story mode, the one you get for free. But then they just take a picture from the anime there behind. Okay, this is the actual Clash Mihawk artwork. You're like a frog croaking from the bottom of a well. You'd be wise to expand your horizons. I actually wonder when we're gonna get a Mihawk and Zoro rematch. Will it be before the end of before the final fight? Will Mihawk be the final opponent for Zoro, or will it be Shiryu? Honestly, I have no idea. Okay, so we do have tandem orbs which are matching on Luffy, so I'm quite confident that we can. Because I'm scared. I don't think we can deal a lot of damage, but I'm scared we can get Mihawk to just below 20% HP. And if you don't know, most enemies in Treasure Cruise, if you get them below 20% HP, they will do a death hit, which is basically 999,000 damage. You are dead. But I'm not sure if this. Okay, let me just try. Can we actually just kill him? We just kill him in one go. So we got very lucky there. That was tight damage. But we did have a matching orb on Luffy, both Luffy's, that allows us to get the win. So I was not expecting that, but we do actually need to do this multiple times to get the copies to max out Mihawk. Okay, so what do you want with all that strength, weakling? Yeah, the PowerPoints will never get old. Honestly, I don't want Treasure Cruise to upgrade the quality of this because it's kind of nostalgic. Okay. Do you want your hard pierced one to submit? Where's the music, bro? Like, come on. There's supposed to be like some sad soundtrack in the background. I know it. Even if it means you're dead. I mean, a lot of these soundtracks that they use in these cutscenes aren't really used in Treasure Cruise anymore. So if you want to actually like hear old Treasure Cruise soundtracks, which some of them are absolute bangers, then you can actually visit the Voyage log, look at some of these old cutscenes, and you can hear some of these very old soundtracks that aren't used anymore. Rower Noah Zoro. I mean, Mihawk back in the day, he was an amazing slasher captain. 2.5x attack was like top tier back when the game first released. I used him quite a lot on my main slasher team, but now with the level limit break, he becomes a 5x captain, which is literally double the multiplier. It's very powerful. So we can get our first copy of Mihawk here. I'm just going to show you guys what his upgrades entail for his captain ability and his special. And then I'll just farm his copies off camera. And then I'll meet you guys in the next video. Hopefully having him at level 150. And we can take a look at some of these other characters like Saga and the Cavendish that I mentioned from the character recruitment quest. I think in the next two videos we can go through those guys. And also the Clash Zoro. And hopefully... I definitely know I can't beat Clash Zoro at the highest difficulty. He is a very challenging piece of content, but on the lower level, I might be able to actually win, especially now that I have Mihawk on my crew. You know, that's the snowball effect of Treasure Cruise. You get one character, and then it will help you clear another harder piece of content. So it's just building up and leading up to that final hard piece of content, which in my case is going to be that 10-star KIZUNA. He also has a support effect attaching to all slashes, so that's pretty nice. He does have a massive HP cut in his special, which is still very usable when it comes to early game content when there's no normal attacks only. But in later content and modern day content like KIZUNA Clash, it's not going to be very helpful. Also, I forgot I was actually looking at those cutscenes. I skipped it. Who cares? Also, I should probably make sure that I level up all my specials, use up my skill up tomes, or skill up manuals, should I call them? Because currently for the first, I think, week of a new account, you get access to a 100% chance of special level up. So that's a massive opportunity. You don't want to miss that. You will struggle later on with getting your characters maxed out in a special level. So we got Mihawk. So let me just evolve him quickly and we can see what he can do. Let's just see here. So Mihawk, he is a slasher character. He doesn't have a secondary class, surprisingly. His base captain ability is quite weak, only a 2.5x attack boost to slashes. Currently we're rocking a 4x for all of our units from the Luffy captain, but when you upgrade Mihawk, he does become a captain that reduces cooldowns by 1 turn for slashes, and then also a 4.5x attack boost. And then if they are a slasher for their first class, then it boosts that attack by a further 1.1x, which brings it up to about a 4.95x attack boost, which is essentially a 5x attack boosting captain. So very easy requirement. Most slasher characters have slashers as their first class, which means that it's just the first class that is listed there. The second one is the secondary class, which is usually free spirit, driven, cerebral, and powerhouse, but Mihawk does not have any of those. So very excited to use him in content. But for now, it's been about 25 minutes, quite a long episode, trying to slim these down to a reasonable length, but I think that's a pretty productive video. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about the series, ask them down below. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. Besides this series, I have a lot of more creative content that I want to bring to the channel, and of course some team building videos for later content, which I have been slacking on quite a bit. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, and I'm out.